Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Introduce, I'm Siti Hopipa Aliskandar from 5B English Education Department of STKIP Muhammadiyah Bogor. In this video, I want to review an article that I have compiled entitled The Application of the Storytelling Learning Model to Improve Speaking and Listening Skills. I made this video to fulfill my midterm test exam course segment Academic Speaking and Listening in this semester. Before review this article, I would like to say thank you so much to Ms. Wawat Srinawati MPD as a lecturer in the Academic Speaking and Listening course who has guided from the beginning to the end of this article. Okay, this title of the article is The Application of the Storytelling Learning Model to Improve Speaking and Listening Skills. We need to know, in global era, English is the most important language in communication. The fact that the language is used by countries in educational, cultural, and political aspect to be used all over the world. For this reason, it's important for everyone to have speaking and listening skills in English to achieve something. In bahasa, jadi di era globalisasi saat ini, kita sangat-sangat membutuhkan kemampuan bahasa Inggris yang efektif dalam segala aspek kehidupannya. Dan seseorang itu akan dianggap berhasil dalam mempelajari bahasa asing apabila ia memiliki kemampuan listening and speaking yang baik dan benar, gitu. And in learning English, students are required to understand and master three aspects of language, namely vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. All three are realized in language skill, namely reading, writing, listening, and speaking skills. Learning from these four abilities is to improve student abilities both in writing and orally. However, not everyone has good English speaking skills. This problem must be addressed immediately so that relate learning can work optimally. One of the efforts is to use the storytelling model in learning English in order to improve speaking skills. The purpose of this study was to determine the application of the storytelling learning model in improving English speaking and listening skills. This research is expected to provide other view and description for teachers or tutor to develop the learning process by creating a cooperative learning atmosphere. It's also expected to be able to increase knowledge and experience related to the use of storytelling learning models in improving speaking and listening skills so that they can be used as material for further research studies. The research method that I use is literature review by collecting some data from various related journals for review. Literature review, which is a critical study of the insight, view, or finding content in the academic. The data that has been obtained, I analyze it by going through the following stage. The first, organize. Organize the literature to be studied or reviewed based on the subject. The second is synthesize. Make a relate synthesis of the literature study or observe. And the third, identify. Identify problem that become polemics. And the last, formulate. In this last stage, the research formulate question for further research purpose. Dalam penelitian ini, saya menggunakan 4 sampel jurnal. The first, research by Santos Gonçalves at 2019 with the title is Improving Skill Talk Storytelling. And journal 2 is research conducted by Saripudin 2017 with the title Pengaruh Model Storytelling terhadap keterampilan speaking and listening peserta didik. And the third journal is research conducted by Mujizat 2016 with the title is Effects of Storytelling to Facilitate EFL Speaking and Listening Using Web-Based Multimedia System, and the last journal research conducted by Velasquez and Rodriguez 2015 entitled Storytelling as a Strategy to Improve Speaking and Listening Skills. Keempat jurnal ini sebagai acuan pertimbangan penelitian terkait the application of the storytelling learning model to improve speaking and listening skill yang saya susun. And the result of the study state that there were many students who had difficulties and found obstacles when speaking in English. They are not accustomed to speaking English, and limit vocabulary knowledge is one of the triggers. And in a learning process, there will be students who are able to exceed the criteria, and some are still considered less able to exceed the assessment criteria. There are several factors that cause students to have difficulty in speaking and listening in English, including the first, there is nothing to say. Lack of vocabulary knowledge make it difficult for students to express themselves. And the second is students are worried about making mistake, feeling embarrassed and afraid of criticism. And the last is low participation. Students are not very confident in speaking, so they choose to be passive listener. As for the steps of the tutor in learning by applying this storytelling model are as follows. The first, the tutor divides the student into group of 3 to 4 people. And the second, the tutor distributes a short story and the student choose randomly. The third, the student read alternately the content of the story from the title of the story that has been obtained. Students who have not had the run listen to their friends who are reading. The fourth is the time for student to read is 15 minutes. And the last, after the student have finished reading, the tutor will evaluate that way students speak in reading a story. So, in conclusion, this article is based on the above discussion regarding the application of the storytelling learning model to improve speaking and listening skills. It can be said as follows. The first, to improve the ability of students to speak English, a student need more in the use and selection of vocabulary, especially in grammar. When a student shows a story in front of the class, there are participants who don't pay attention. Teachers must be able to organize the class in such a way that other students, when the class turn in a tense atmosphere. Teacher must also be able to melt the classroom atmosphere so that students can learn comfortably. The second, to maximize the effectiveness of the application of the storytelling in speaking, learning, and listening, teachers must be creative in choosing material so that they can turn on a learning atmosphere that encourage students to participate more or actively in learning and gradually improve students' speaking and listening skills. Therefore, teachers can apply storytelling learning models during learning activities so that each student is more daring in speaking English. And maybe that's all for me. I'm sorry for any mistake. Thank you for your watching. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.